Hi, I'm Sophie and welcome to my world. Today I have a really beautiful project that I don't know, for some reason it just fills up my heart. It is a message in a bottle, and you can give this to somebody special or you can give it to yourself. It makes a great decoration, and it also makes a great way to let somebody know that you're thinking about them. That's a message in a bottle. I'm going to show you how to make it right now. For this project, you will need a 5-ounce bottle, a number 4 or number 5 cork, a funnel, pens, twine or baker's string, sand, either colored or plain, charms, scrapbook paper, small seashells, and trinkets. This is one of my favorite crafts to do. You're going to start with a little piece of paper this is scrapbook paper that I've cut to 6 by 3. So it's 6 inches by 3 inches. You want it just to be able to be like right underneath the lip of the bottle. And this, by the way, this 5-ounce bottle is basically a hot sauce bottle. That's what they use these for. So you're going to cut your paper to 6 by 3. And then this is up to you what you decide to write on here. This can be a message to yourself. That could be something that you want to give yourself like a boost, or it could be a message to somebody that you care about. Whatever it is, you want to write it on your message. There we go. So you write your message, and now we're going to roll it, roll it, roll it. So what you want to do is kind of crease it here and then begin to roll. And you're kind of creasing it as you roll. Now, you're going to think about what kind of twine you want to tie this off with, too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to crease that, make sure it's nice and solid. There. Good we go. I'm going to actually use, I think, the blue, because that'll be nice. It'll offset it. And I'm actually going to add a little charm, because I've got these really pretty little charms. So I'm going to roll this, and first thing I'm going to do is tie a little knot right in the middle. There we go. Let's tie a little knot. Tie a double knot. There we go. And then I'm going to wrap this around and wrap this one around in opposite directions so that when I add my charm, I can just tie it right there in the middle. I think I'm going to use just one of these really pretty little blue jewels. And then I'm going to thread this on through here. There we go. And then pull that down. And as I said, I'm going to wrap this around, and then I'm going to tie this off right here. So I have this pretty little charm. And then I can cut off any of the extra. Now set that aside, because you're going to need that in a little bit, but not just yet. So I've got my funnel. I'm going to place my funnel in the top here, and I'm just going to use a little bit of sand. Now, if you want to, just to show you, you can use colored sand, but in this case, I'm going to be using natural sand. And you don't need a whole lot, just enough to fill the bottom, to give it that kind of sandy, beachy feel. Now, I learned that the reason that they used to actually put sand at the bottom of the message of a bottle was so that it would stay upright and so that it wouldn't float sideways, so that it wouldn't get the cork wet, basically, is what they were doing. Okay, now we get to add some fun stuff. So I'm going to add some of this fun pink glass, and I'm going to add some of these little seashells. Now these are very, very teeny tinies. I'm going to add a few of these little guys. I love these guys. And then I'm going to add a starfish or two. These are the tiniest little starfish in the world. In you go. I love these tiny little I think they're called sugar starfish. And then you just place your message on in. And shake it up a little bit so that it goes all the way down to the bottom. There you go. And then you take your cork. Now, here's the difference. if you use a smaller cork, this is a number 4 cork, it's going to push way down in, and what you're going to want to do, if that's the case, you're going to want to actually trim this paper because you don't want it to squish your paper. So you would trim your paper just a tiny bit. And if you're going to use a bigger cork, it's going to sit on the top, and that's going to be totally fine. So I'm going to use the bigger cork. But again, if you want to use a smaller cork and get that down, down, down really far in there, then you want to use the number 4 cork instead of the number 5 cork. Now we're almost done. So the last thing we want to do is we want to put some twine around this top part here. And again, you can use that baker's twine if you want, but I like using this kind of natural twine. And you lay this down, and you're going to see where the rim is, see where those ribs would be, where you would put a lid. We're going to actually go right underneath before you get to the top, right in there. And I'm just going to tie this off with a regular double knot. There we go. And then I'm going to choose a charm. And I think I'm going to use, for this one, I think I'm going to use an anchor. And I'm going to take this charm and just string it over my beautiful anchor, just like that. And then I'm going to wrap this around and around in one direction, and wrap the other one around and around in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to tie it off with, again, with a double knot. Now, to make sure that it stays in place and doesn't come unraveled, I'm just going to give it a tiny little drop of hot glue. So I'm going to give it a tiny little drop right here in the front. And a tiny little drop in the back. And a tiny little drop on this side. And a tiny little drop on this side. Then I can bring this extra little bit around and into that hot glue to hide it. There we go. And there you go. A message in a bottle. And there you have it, your very own message in a bottle. Now, please make sure that you don't throw this one into the ocean. I think it's a little too special for that. For more great ideas, check us out, Sophie-World.com.